You won't believe it. To be an entrepreneur, you don't need a big fancy plan. You don't need a super smart team, and you don't need a lot of money. To start a business, you only need one thing: generosity. Today I will tell you about Derek Sivers' book, Anything You Want, 40 Lessons for a New Kind of Entrepreneur. This book is about Derek's 10-year journey. He found ways to solve his problems, and those solutions turned into a business worth $22 million. He learned a lot in those 10 years. The story begins in 1997. Derek was a professional musician. He made good money playing music in Europe and the US. One day he made music CDs and sold over 1,500 copies. Then he had an idea. Why not sell his music online? But in 1997, there was no online store for independent artists to sell their music. There were big online stores, but they only sold CDs from big music labels. Derek didn't want that. Back then, music distributors wanted thousands of CDs from artists all at once. They would pay after a year. If an artist's album didn't sell well at first, they would remove it from their system. Derek decided to solve these problems and started making an online store. But it was very hard in 1997 because there were no easy ways to take payments online like PayPal. So Derek created a merchant account from the bank. It took him money, 3 months of paperwork, and many bank processes to get it. Now Derek needed to make a shopping cart for his site. He didn't know anything about programming, but he read many programming books and learned by trial and error. Finally, he made his site cdbaby.com with a buy now button. In 1997, this was a big deal. The next day, Derek told his musician friend about his site. His friend asked if Derek could sell his CD on the site too. Derek said yes, why not? Within a few hours, Derek added his friend's music. Soon many musicians started asking if he could sell their CDs on his site. Derek said yes to all of them. Derek didn't know how much to charge, so he went to a local music store and asked, "If I want to sell my CDs here, how much will you charge?" The lady at the store replied, "You can set your CD's price however you want. We will charge a flat $4 fee and pay you every week." Derek liked this idea and added it to his site. But it took him an hour to add music, so he started charging a $35 adding fee and a $4 fee after each sale. The business grew rapidly. After 5 years, cdbaby.com was a big success, and the media started talking about how Derek revolutionized the music business. Derek thought people called you revolutionary when you succeeded. Before that, they thought you were just doing things differently. During the dot-com boom, many internet business ideas got lots of funding. Some businesses even went for a second round of funding, but Derek wasn't interested in funding and investors. When he met people in big offices, they talked about sales analytics, ROI, IPOs, promotions, and investors, but no one talked about helping customers. Derek said no thanks to investors because he wanted to please his customers, not investors. He didn't have the guts to become great. He just wanted to start with what he had. He wasn't interested in funding, ROI, analytics, or investors. He only wanted to keep his existing customers happy. The author says, happy customers become your salespeople. People who say they want to do something great but need a lot of money are more interested in money than making useful products. To be useful, you don't need funding. You can start small. Many entrepreneurs think if they contract with big companies and governments, they are all set. But those big companies can change their minds anytime. If a big company leaves you, your whole business can shut down. Instead of relying on 5-6 big clients, cover thousands of small clients. That way, if someone leaves, you won't have problems. You won't have pressure from anyone and can help more people. The author says you have to learn to exclude people proudly in your business. To give your fans an outstanding experience, sometimes you need to be a little strict. In Los Angeles, there is a place called Hotel Cafe where folk and rock music are performed. They have a big sign that says no talking during the performance. If someone talks during the show, the performers can tell them to leave. Because of this rule, Hotel Cafe has become famous among music lovers in Los Angeles. In Austin, Texas, there is a cinema called Alamo Drafthouse. They don't allow smartphone use once the movie starts. If you are caught using your phone, they will ask you to leave the theater. They do this because they value the movie watching experience. This rule has made the cinema very popular among movie fans. To give a world-class experience to your core audience, sometimes you need to be a little strict and choose not to serve some people. When cdbaby.com was growing, Derek got many offers for advertising, but he rejected them all. He knew that customers don't like websites filled with ads. Derek believes that if customers don't like something, there is no point in using it. Today, Derek Sivers still believes that nothing is more important than the customer experience. Derek cared about the small things a lot. For example, to make sure customers' calls were answered within 3 seconds, he put many phones in his office and warehouse and trained all employees on how to talk to customers. There were many such wow moments for customers. When CD Baby had 8 employees, they would come to Derek with problems every 5 to 10 minutes. This made Derek sad, so he found a solution. Whenever someone had a question, Derek gathered everyone and shared his company philosophy while answering the question. Once everyone understood the thought process, one employee would write the Q&A in the company manual. This created a book of FAQs. After 2 months, employees stopped coming with questions and new employees also followed the manual. As time passed, CD Baby grew from 8 to 85 employees and the business grew from 1 million to 22 millions. Derek became worried about managing the growing company. He realized he was happier with 8 employees than with 85. Although he had thought he would never sell CD Baby, the responsibility of 85 employees and a large business was giving him more headaches than happiness. Derek also realized he had no clear goal for CD Baby. He created a non-profit organization to benefit musicians and donated all CD Baby's assets to it. In 2008, he sold CD Baby to disc makers for 22 million. For Derek Sivers, things more valuable than money and fame were creating learning opportunities, peace of mind, and useful things for people. He preferred working alone rather than in a team, so he sold his empire, cdbaby.com. Now CD Baby is the largest independent music distribution company in the world. Some people want to work with thousands of people and be a leader, while others prefer to work alone. Some aim to earn more profits while others are happy with less. If you set a goal and some people say you are wrong, the important thing is to believe in your values and principles and do the work that makes you happy. I hope you liked our video on Derek Sivers' book Anything You Want. You can click here and watch our another video on how to talk to anyone.